Today, we're digging into a pretty powerful idea for how we can reshape our communities for the better. It's called the mobility diet.
You know the feeling, right? Stuck in traffic, just wishing for one more lane or a faster speed limit to solve everything. But what if we've been asking the wrong question this whole time? What if the real secret is redesigning our lives so we don't even need to be in the car as much? Let's dive in.
So, to really get the solution, we first have to understand the problem. And that problem is something a lot of experts are calling the hypermobility trap. It's this obsession we have with constant, fast movement, and honestly, it's creating a lot more issues than it solves. So what is hypermobility? It's this state where our success, our social status, it all feels tied to how far and how fast we can go. We celebrate it, it's glamorized. But this constant motion, it's got a darker side that we really don't talk about enough.
And this chart shows you how wild the shift has been. Back in 1950, the average person traveled about 5 miles a day. Today, it's 30 miles. And look at that forecast. It's on track to double again. We are literally traveling more than any other time in human history.
And this quote just nails the social cost of all this. I mean, it's not just about gas prices or traffic jams. As our world gets wider, our local communities get, well, thinner. We spend so much more of our time commuting through these anonymous spaces and a lot less time actually connecting with the people who live right on our own street. Okay, so if moving more and faster isn't the answer, what is? Well, the real issue isn't about mobility, it's about accessibility. And that is a really, really crucial difference.
For decades, our transportation planning has been obsessed with one thing: mobility. How do we move cars faster? And the result is always the same: an endless, super expensive cycle of widening roads, which just encourages more driving and more sprawl. But the alternative is to focus on accessibility. How do we bring stuff like schools, shops, and jobs closer to where we actually live? The result there? Less forced driving and more vibrant, self-sufficient neighborhoods.
And this is the main reason that whole mobility approach is a trap. It's a concept called induced demand. You've heard the phrase, if you build it, they will come, right? Well, that's exactly what happens. Adding a new lane to a highway might give you a little relief for a while, but very quickly, that new space just encourages more people to drive, and before you know it, it's just as clogged as it was before. It's a problem we simply can't build our way out of.
So here's the key stat. About 75% of all our trips either start or end at home. That means the most effective solutions have to start right there, in our own neighborhoods. When our communities are missing basic services, or safe places to walk, or just pleasant public spaces, well, pretty much every single trip becomes a car trip by default. And this brings us to the solution, a completely different way of thinking about how we design our communities. It's called the mobility diet. So let's take a look at the recipe. Now, the mobility diet isn't about restricting your freedom. It's actually about creating more of it. It's about designing neighborhoods that are so convenient and so accessible that you just don't have to drive for every single little thing. It's all about giving people real choices for how they get around.
So how do we actually do this? How do we build a community that follows this diet? Well, it starts with two main building blocks: turning our neighborhoods into parks and creating these awesome urban village centers.
So the first step is to take back our residential streets. Right now, a lot of them are just high-speed cut-throughs for cars. The idea here is to turn them into park neighborhoods or home zones. The whole goal is to slow traffic way down, making the street a safe, shared space where kids can play, neighbors can actually talk to each other, and everyone feels a sense of community.
And the cool part is, this doesn't have to be super expensive or complicated. You can do it with simple, low-cost changes. Things like chicanes, which are just these gentle curves in the road that naturally make drivers slow down. Or building little pocket parks by reclaiming unused asphalt. And traffic circles, which are proven to calm traffic way better than stop signs.
Okay, the second big piece is the urban village center. Just imagine having the 8 or 10 places you go to most often. You know, the grocery store, the bank, your kids' daycare, all clustered together at an intersection, just a short, safe walk or bike ride from your house. This just wipes out the need for all those little car errands that clog up our roads every day.
All right, so once you have these fantastic local hubs, you need a great way to connect them to each other. And that's where modern public transit comes in, creating this seamless network that connects the whole city.
Now, I know what you might be thinking: a bus. But this is not your grandfather's city bus. Not even close. This is Bus Rapid Transit, or BRT. I mean, just look at this station in Cleveland. It's clean, it's modern, it's accessible. That level boarding means no big steps up, so it's super easy for strollers, for wheelchairs, for everybody. It's actually designed to compete with the comfort and convenience of a car.
Here's another great example from Fort Collins, Colorado. See that dedicated bus-only lane? That right there is the key. It means the bus doesn't get stuck in the same traffic as all the cars, which makes the service fast, reliable, and totally predictable.
So what makes BRT so good? It's this whole combination of features. You've got the dedicated lanes for speed, you've got level boarding so anyone can get on easily. You pay your fare before you get on, kind of like a subway, which gets rid of those long waits at stops. And, maybe most important of all, it's frequent and reliable, running every few minutes so you don't even have to look at a schedule. You just show up and go.
And finally, the whole system is tied together with some really crucial details for those short trips. We're talking about safe, well-marked crossings for people walking and efficient local delivery services, a lot of times using bikes or small electric vehicles to handle all our online shopping without jamming more cars onto the road.
So when you put all of these pieces together, the park neighborhoods, the urban village centers, and that modern transit network, what kind of future does that actually create? Well, the benefits are, frankly, transformative.
The payoff is just huge. Families save a ton of money on cars and gas. Our public health gets better as walking and biking just become a normal part of daily life. Our communities get stronger and more connected when our streets are actually designed for people. And of course, we build more climate resilience with lower emissions and more green shaded spaces.
And let's just zero in on the economics for a second. The typical two-car family spends around $15,000 a year on transportation. $15,000! Imagine unlocking even a piece of that. A mobility diet isn't just some environmental plan. It's a powerful economic boost for families, putting money right back into their pockets and into the local economy.
Look, this isn't about some utopian, far-off dream. It's about practical steps that we can actually take. It can start small, with a single traffic circle, a new crosswalk, or maybe advocating for a local farmer's market. So the real question to leave you with is this: what's the first small step your own community could take?